Good morning, or depending when you're watching this, good afternoon, good evening, or good night. My name's Ross, and as always, told how to voice the radio. So today we've got more to talk about with this upcoming Incandescent Arcana set. Now, the other day when I showed you this set, I showed you the booster pack. And I've shown you it a bunch of times since, to be honest with you. And if you were paying any attention whatsoever, you will have noticed that the prominent Pokemon on the pack were Alolan Vulpix V-Star, or Alolan Vulpix, of which I showed you the V-Star the other day, Reshiram, which I showed you the V of the other day, and Braixen, that I showed you the character rare of the other day. The only other Pokemon represented on that booster pack was Serperior, so we knew that there was a Serperior coming. There had to be one, or else it'd be really weird that it was on the booster pack. We do now have it, and this is getting very strange. And the reason this is getting very strange is because something's going on here. And that is that Serperior V is getting a character super rare. As a side note, it is getting a beautiful character secret rare, or super rare, which is, just sitting there having a bit of a chill with Rosa. Nice. Why is that weird? And the reason that's weird is because if we look in the past, the Pokemon from these A sets that have got character super rares have been Pokemon V that didn't get V-Stars. So in Dark Phantasma, for instance, we had Gallade and Enamorus, two Pokemon Vs that didn't get V-Stars in the set. Well, it looks like it's open season now. One of the reasons I told you I wasn't convinced that we would actually see an Alolan Vulpix V character super rare with Lily was because, well, that has a V-Star, and up till now we've had two sets with character super rares, and in both sets the character super rares have been Pokemon V that did not have V-Stars in the same set. Well, that's not the case anymore, ladies and gentlemen. Now that Serperior's gone and gotten a character super rare just being a Pokemon V, it's open season. I'm not saying we will get an Alolan Vulpix V character super rare, although there are rumours, but it's hard to tell whether they're rumours or wishful thinking that then got turned into rumours. But the point is, the main reason we wouldn't have before was because the character super rares are always Pokemon V that don't have V-Stars. Well, thanks to Serperior, that's no longer true, ladies and gentlemen. That's no longer true. But we got Serperior V then, what does it do? And I'm delighted to say I translated both the V and the V-Star pretty much entirely by myself, although I did check with the lovely Antoine Boulet. So yay! So what we've got here for Serperior is 210 HP, which is slightly lower than we tend to see on the biggest Pokemon V, but nothing amazing. Free energy, 120, is honestly kind of meh. Sure, we do have Gardenia nowadays, and Gardenia will let you attach 2 extra energy, so this is potentially a turn 1 going second attack, but it's not particularly good. Like, there are reasons to be moderately excited. Like I say, turn 1 going second, you can play Gardenia, get free energy on, hit 120, and if you're hitting anything for weakness, you will actually then go and get a one-hit KO. There we go. I'm not saying that's great, and it's not a hugely relevant weakness at the moment. I should mention it is Gardenia's Vigor. There was actually a card called Gardenia. This is fine. I don't think it's particularly great. I don't think it's hugely relevant, but there is a possibility that this could be a decent turn 1 going second attack, and we do at least need to acknowledge that. As for the first attack, you heal 30 damage from each Pokemon in play. Each Pokemon in play. Not yours, not your opponent's. Each Pokemon in play. What that means is you're healing your opponent as much as yourself. Now, it is single colorless energy on a basic Pokemon. That is overwhelmingly techable, but it's each Pokemon in play. So you kind of need to find a time where healing yourself is going to be really, really useful, but healing your opponent isn't going to be useful to them. And that's just awkward. I'm not saying it's never going to be good, but I am saying it's kind of awkward. Moving over to the V-Star, what we've got here is 270 HP, again 10 off the maximum we tend to see, but we do have free retreat, and free retreat is nice. And what we've got here is free energy, 190, move any amount of energy from your Pokemon to your other Pokemon in any way you like. This is one I translated myself, but this is one I really needed to check with the lovely Antoine Boulet, just in case. Now, this is actually really good, because I've already mentioned Gardenia's Vigor, and Gardenia's Vigor lets you attach 2 grass energy, which is huge, because it turned essentially free energy attacks into pseudo single energy attacks. Yes, I know they're still free energy attacks, I'm not silly, but it means they can be gotten going in a single turn. It's like Welder used to do for fire decks, and it's absolutely huge. So the fact that it's potentially a single turn attack is really good. The other thing that's really good here is the damage. Now, 190 is nothing terribly special. Sure, you'll get supporting Pokemon V like Luminion, which is always good, but it's not exactly amazing. But Choice Belt makes it amazing, because Choice Belt turns it from 190 to 220. And when we looked at Serperior V, I told you that was 210, 10 away from the maximum we tend to see on Pokemon V. So now, all of a sudden, in you come with Serperior, and life is good. We love this. This is fantastic. Sure, you need Choice Bout, and that's not ideal, but Choice Bout means that you will be getting a one-hit KO on basically any Pokemon V, which is phenomenal, and wonderful, and exactly what we're looking for. I'm a big fan of this, ladies and gentlemen. I am a very, very, very big fan of this indeed. I like this. Now, if it was just free energy 190, I'd like it, because, don't get me wrong, you've still got all kinds of KOs on Pokemon V, etc. But the fact that you get to move the energy is phenomenal. Partly, if you're about to be KO'd, you can then attack and move the energy off to, say, a new Serperior. So even if you get KO'd, you give up the prizes, but you don't give up the energy, which is really nice. But it's also worth bearing in mind at this stage, Cherim. You see, we've had Cherim for a while now, and Cherim's got that rather lovely ability that lets you attach as much grass energy as you like to Pokemon that don't have a rule box. So Cherim's great, but it's kind of annoying if you want to use rule box Pokemon. See where we're going with this, ladies and gentlemen? As soon as I've used this attack, I can then just move all of the energy from Cherim or whatever else however I like. I can not even play any other single prize non-rule box Pokemon. I can basically just use Cherim, attach a whole bunch of energy to Cherim, using Cherim, and then just move it around. How cool is that? I love this. The fact that I can move the energy around with Serperior means that I can legitimately use Cherim. And okay, fine, it's a 2-turn thing. And that is quite important. I cannot use Cherim to attach to Serperior and then attack. That doesn't work. I'm not allowed to do that. What I've got to do is use Cherim to attach to any single prize Pokemon, and then I attack with Serperior, and then I move it around and jobs are good. And so it's not quite as easy and simple and straightforward as we would like, boo, hiss, etc. But I don't particularly care, because this is not exactly a difficult thing to be pulling off. I love this. I like the fact that you've just got a nice easy way to KO Pokemon V. That's awesome. But the fact that I can move energy around is really good. The fact that I've got Gardenia is good. And the fact that I can move energy around in a world where I've got Cherim, I adore this, ladies and gentlemen. I adore it. As for the V-Star power, 1 grass energy, 60 damage for each energy attached to this Pokemon. Switch this Pokemon with one of your bench. And if I'm giving myself kudos for the translations, I do need to admit I didn't get the last bit of this attack. And it's not actually that difficult to read, so this is way less complicated than some of the stuff I did get this morning, but I didn't get it, and I need to admit that. Because if I'm giving myself kudos, I need to also admit when I didn't get stuff. But 60 damage for each energy attached to this Pokemon, switch to the bench. If it wasn't for the first attack, I would really dislike this. And the reason is I don't like putting extra energy on for my once per game V-Star power. Because really, free energy is 180 is literally worse than your general free energy attack. So nobody cares. However, if I go 4 energy, well, that's 240, KOing any Pokemon V with a choice belt, I'm getting a lot of V-Star. With 5 energy, I'm going 300, that's any V-Star. With a choice belt, I'm getting most V-Maxes. And now, all of a sudden, I am loving this. Like, absolutely loving it. As a side note, if I've got 6 energy plus a choice belt plus a Hawlucha, that is then any V-Max. The problem is, I don't really want to put 6 energy on a Pokemon when my main attack is a free energy attack for pretty obvious reasons. I use this attack and then those extra free energy are wasted. But now that's not so much of a problem. If you can tank a hit or two, you attack, move the energy to your bent Serperior, hope it doesn't get gusted, because if it does get gusted, that's a problem. Free retreat, smash for a huge amount of damage, and then next turn you hit 190 and move the energy back around the field. The fact that you've got free energy and can switch between them at the same time as being able to move the energy is great. The problem here is if you do the big V-Star power attack and then get KO'd, you have lost the energy. You need to be able to do a regular attack after the big attack to redistribute the energy. That is important. But actually, this card works beautifully. Adding in Gardenia and Cherrim is pretty huge. Being able to KO Pokemon V while moving energy is pretty huge. And honestly, a lot of the time, this V-Star power, you don't actually need to attack after it. A lot of the time, this is your game ender. And what you're going to do a lot of the time is attack with Serperior, move all your energy to the bench. Hopefully, you've played something like a Roxanne. And you are just going to cross your fingers that your opponent cannot gust and KO your bent Serperior. Because if they can't, free retreat, massive KO, win the game, job's a good un. Yay! But there are going to be games where you do this and your opponent gusts and takes away all your energy. You've been warned. I'm still giving it between 4 and 5 Wassies, but don't give half Wassies. That would be barbaric. I love KOing Pokemon V while moving energy. I love the support the Serperior has. I love the giant smash you've got on that last attack, especially when you combine it with the moving energy of the first attack. But do remember, there are going to be a bunch of games where you move all your energy to a bent Serperior, ready to win the game, and it gets gusted and KO'd, and you don't. You have been warned. So there we go, ladies and gentlemen. That's what I think about this, but now it's over to you guys. I want to know what you think about this. So let me know in the comment section, would ya? Go nuts! Be nice! And then make sure you like this video, subscribe to this channel, follow me on Twitter at TheWasi. That's where we talk Pokemon and other games and card games and all kinds of fun things. And please do consider checking out patreon.com/PTCGradio, where you can support the channel, get some bonus podcasts, join a Discord where we chat Pokemon, and get shout-outs like the lovely Oni Metachan, who has been our supporter for a little while now, and is awesome, and is a very lovely person. But by far the most important thing, as always, look after yourself till next time, would ya? Thank you very much for watching. My name's Ross, and you've been watching PTCG Radio.